Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Express, Wednesday, 9/23/09. Damian Nelson, the man they call Meathead, and Dave Hero.
David Octavius
You're with us on What a Day, What a Night it's going to be. We're live at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time tonight on 540 ESPN. AJ Styles and Mr. Anderson, Ken Anderson, along with a very special guest, will be joining us. 3 guests in one show. I'm not sure we've ever done that before, but we're going to do it tonight. We'll do it live, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming live at pwrshow.com. And come on over and join the discussion.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties last week.
Unsure at this time. Cal's still working on that. He's been doing some hard work lately, so I'm not sure if he's got time. But to your emails, and let's go to them now. Remember, you can send those emails to comments@pwrshow.com. Again, comments@pwrshow.com is where we take those emails to be read on the show. This first one comes from Sam from England across the pond, who says, this is not so much a question, but you guys have been talking a lot more about the foreign markets in both WWE and TNA. I am from the United Kingdom, and I can see why more people would tune to TNA ahead of WWE. It seems to me that WWE alienates their foreign audiences. I never really thought about it much until they introduced the celebrity guest host deal. Not being from the United States, I rarely know who any of the guest hosts are. For example, Bob Barker, Jerry McPiven, and ZZ Top. I find it difficult to get into a show with the stars because not international stars. WWE drives the product solely towards the U.S. audience. I don't particularly like having to watch YouTube clips of someone just before the show so I can understand what's going on.
I don't get that at all.
Well,
TNA is completely against the foreign fans.
How's
The
that?
World Elite, they're all heels.
That's a storyline.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they have a lot of international superstars.
Right, but all the
Doesn't matter if they're
international
heels.
stars
Doesn't
are all the
matter
bad
if
guys.
Doesn't matter if they're heels.
Well,
But you know what? That brings up a good question. I don't know if it's in this email, but what would be a great international star to be a I think David Beckham. There's an international star.
what wrestling fan would care about David Beckham?
What wrestling fan cared about Bob Barker?
A lot of them. He
ZZ
got a
Top.
great reaction.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top is the wrestling fan demographic. 80s rock.
What?
Rock and roll, ZZ Top, wrestling, rock and wrestling.
No.
Damien.
International.
I'm just saying.
No, I put one out there.
International?
Yeah, international. Tiger Woods, maybe.
He's not international.
Tiger Woods is the world's greatest
But
athlete.
he's from the United States.
Doesn't make a difference. He's Kappa-Caucasian.
If you want an international star,
Kappa-Polasian, excuse me.
who would I pick?
Simon Cowell.
Boy. Yeah, he'd be
He'd
great.
actually be a good
he
guest
would be
host.
great.
Simon Cowell is
It'd
great.
actually be a
Thank you. It
fantastic
took you a
guest
minute,
host.
but
Oh, no, that was
Damian
Damien.
Nelson.
That was all him.
okay, Dave Hero. This hurts right now.
Jordan?
Jordan, no.
Who's-
He's
no,
got
no,
some
no,
bad press right now.
Not the basketball
He went heel in
player.
that speech.
It's the supermodel Jordan.
Jordan, probably.
Jordan,
is what she
yeah,
said.
that's probably what it is.
Thank you for that
I'm surprised you don't know
email.
who that is. Google it. You'll enjoy it.
No, I can't on that computer.
Next email comes from Echo from the Philippines. Do you think WWE will ever have another Attitude Era? And if they ever try to, will it work like it did during Stone Cold's time?
Dave, I don't know about you. I'm just going to say I'm kind of tired of that question. Nothing personal, but I'm tired of that because that era was that era. Let this time be this time.
Well, just like the 80s was the Hulkamania era, the late 90s was the
Austin Rock.
Austin era. Yeah, it'll never happen again. And they don't have the guys that could pull it off.
So you're saying Miz won't have his own era?
Well, the point you make very frequently is it wasn't just because of Stone Cold. It wasn't just because of The Rock. It wasn't just because of DX. They had a lot of people to play off of. Vince McMahon played a prominent role in
They
the
did an
Attitude Era.
amazing job of making every match relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, Val Venus. I mean, they even got, Bob and Crash and Molly Holly over,
But Molly Holly could wrestle, and she
But
was cute.
Who would have thought of that?
And Crash Holly was a 21-time champion.
Perry Saturn in a dress and a mop was relevant.
Moppy was over.
Thank you for that email. Next one comes from Travis Smith. I was watching Raw last Monday and saw Batista tease retirement. Now he's part of SmackDown, so there's a two-part question. Do you see Batista making as huge of an impact on SmackDown as the WWE thinks he will? No. When do you see Batista hanging up for good? Not soon enough. Next one comes from Jonathan.
By the way, he speaks
Wow.
for me. I don't know about Dave.
Batista's over.
Unfortunately, more so than he should be.
The women
he
and the
is
kids love
boring. And what the hell's going on with his veins?
He's getting older.
I'm
You
sorry,
can tell
I've
he's
never-
getting older by the head fat.
The
That
crumple?
is- yeah, the crumple.
Batista is, I will give you this, Batista is a good element of the WWE product. But I personally
Don't want to
find
watch
him
him.
boring.
I don't want to
Who-
watch him on
okay.
TV.
Jeff Hardy gone. Rey Mysterio suspended.
It's a smart move.
Great Khali out with a knee injury. Who do you bring over from Raw?
It's a smart move. to
That's
move
the
Batista
right
over.
move.
They
I
need
just
to-
don't want to watch it.
There is absolutely no benefit from my standpoint as far as my desire to view SmackDown of having Batista on that program.
Once again, Damian Nelson speaks for the man they call Meathead.
Batista. He's boring. You don't agree he's boring?
Are you entertained?
He's
by
got
David
intensity.
Batista?
He's got intensity.
He's got
His
intensity.
matches are
Do you
good
care-
at times.
Do you
But
care about Dave Batista after the pyro?
No, I mean, there's not many of the
Got
guys
him.
that I'm that invested in to be
Got him.
anyhow.
Got him.
No, I mean, but he's funny at times. I think
When?
some of his promos are entertaining. The smirks, the
but
facial
you know what? And
expressions.
you're entitled to that opinion, and you can't please everybody.
I'm not
Batista
saying you're
won't
wrong.
please- No,
I'm just-
exactly. But I'm saying, obviously,
Yeah, stick up for us.
different people see it different ways. Me personally, and I've been this ever since Batista came in. I'm
That's
just
not true
been a
for
fan.
me. Deacon Batista had some legs for me.
You're a leg
Evolution.
guy?
Evolution Batista had some legs for me as well.
Thank you very much for that email. Let's go now to Peru. Pablo sends this in. Who do you guys think is the most underrated WWE superstar today? Saludos de Peru. I don't know that language.
Yeah,
I would
you
say
also-
William Regal.
Underrated?
Underrated. The guy can talk. The guy can work. He's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't think he's underrated, though. I think he's not used enough. Underrated is probably the wrong term for me. I still,
Well,
and I agree with you on Regal. I enjoy Regal, especially when he's doing gum commercials. I don't know, Damien.
I would say Regal, by far. There was a little bit of me that wanted to say Shelton Benjamin, but he's
He's
not
had
as-
his chance.
yeah, but Regal has to.
Well, Regal has too, but I would rather watch a William Regal promo and match
yeah,
than Shelton
that is
Benjamin
true.
promo and
Side by
match.
side. Who better than?
Abraham Washington. With his man.
Underrated?
Yeah, that was a joke.
You know, then I'd probably throw in Gail Kim also.
Yeah, but you're a mark, so it's okay.
But think about it. You know, Gail Kim is one of the best diva wrestlers they have,
She's one of the 4 wrestlers.
and she's putting over Alicia Fox.
Unbelievable.
Deshaun Bell sends this one in. It says, do you think they will ever host a WrestleMania in St. Louis, Mo? They always said this is a wrestling hotbed, but no WrestleMania. I think St.
It's
Louis
about-
is
All
one of the-
about the money.
Well, no, St. Louis, they've got a huge venue. They can certainly host it. They've hosted. They are a wrestling town. I mean, that was one of
But
the
they can
big.
go the James Dome. I'm sorry. What's the name of the football
I think
stadium?
it is the Edward James Stadium.
Yeah.
But why they haven't had a WrestleMania there, don't know. It's
Are there enough hotels?
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, they've got Kansas City. They've got St. Louis. They've got.
Well, St.
Got
Louis
a
has
lot of
done some
areas to pull from
NCAA
as well.
stuff, so they do have the capacity to hold a major, event.
The city's being talked about for 2012 WrestleMania 27. Toronto, Indianapolis, Las Vegas, Orlando, and Tampa, I believe. Tampa or Miami are the cities being discussed for that. What's good, though, and I think someone sent us an email about this recently as well, is it is a benefit to the city to have WrestleMania in their
It's
town.
almost a bid process as well.
Yeah, and WWE can go to these cities and say, what are you going to do for us? How are you going to make this work? And that's a key part of the equation, so we'll see what happens with that.
So that means Milwaukee will never have WrestleMania.
Uh,
It's the truth.
Probably so.
Next one, this one's actually very good, comes from Darren, who says, I'm a little unfamiliar with the slang you all use on a common basis on the show. I know some of them, like mark and push, but the rest I'm clueless about. Would you be so kind as to give me a little rundown on some of the words you use, like buried, over, etc.? Great question. We don't really spend enough time explaining those terms to you.
It's because we, for the most part, talk to the IWC, but it's okay that you don't.
I'll explain it.
Please do.
Meathead.
This is the Booker man, so he knows.
Meathead likes to bury Damien to get himself over. Makes
That's
sense?
your definition.
But that's just for 2 words.
No. Bury
That's
is-
all. That's the 2 words in there. See,
That's all I
prime
asked for.
example.
That was actually pretty good. I don't
Thank
like
you, Darren. We'll actually put a lot of these definitions. We will put a lot of these definitions. I'm turning into Jesse Ventura more and more each week.
What, are
You
you
know-
going to go ahead and skip your job and go do commentary while you're supposed to be running the state?
It was his day off, you ass. He never sat still. I don't know if you ever watched him do commentary. He always rocked the entire broadcast. But anyways, Darren, we'll put some more of those definitions up on the website.
And you'll tweet that when you do it? That is up there?
It does. It auto tweets.
I'm saying the PWR show
Yes.
glossary of
Yes.
of wrestling jargon.
Yes.
Or the PWR show glossary of jargon, because there are some like, Bret Hart, Scott Puri.
About a minute.
About a minute. Cut it on.
Looking through the emails here, the next one comes from Jivan Tana. And I'll let you read this,
Sure.
as I've just lost.
Hello, my name is Jivan Tana, and I'm from across the pond in Leicester, England. My question is about the Orton-Cena match at Breaking Point. Orton has been built up as a monster heel for a long time. His destruction on
All choked
Cena
up.
was excellent in keeping with the character. But what I didn't like was the fact that all Cena had to do was slap on the STFU and Orton tapped out. In my opinion, this made Orton look extremely weak. It seems a waste of a build. What do you think? Thank you for your time and awesome show.
It's because Orton will get the revenge in the Hell in the Cell.
Correct.
You know?
He'll go back.
It's the fall series,
Over.
guys. Always in the fall. We talked about this before. From SummerSlam through Survivor Series, you're getting the same stuff pretty much every month. And that's the way it's been for years in WWE.
And it's usually a 3 pay-per-view build.
And Royal Rumble, with the exception of the Rumble, the title match is always useless.
I would say not as much in 2009 because you look at No Way Out, you look at Backlash, you look at a lot of the other pay-per-views where so many titles have changed hands. It's been a significant title match situation on pay-per-views this year.
No Way Out, it has been.
Well,
There's been
no
a lot
Way
of-
Out and Backlash, I believe all 3 titles changed hands.
But he was talking about Rumble, where Rumble.
I'm saying at the Rumble, that's a throwaway title match most of the time.
Because it's the Rumble.
But as Frank would call it,
It
they're
is
temperature
now
checks.
time for the 2010 WWE
By the way, Fink is never going to say
Royal
2010.
Rumble.
Fink is never going to say
When we have
2010.
Bob Holly versus Brock
Want me to do this
Lesnar as a
one for
title
you?
match at the Rumble. You need a beer?
I'm all choked up.
Rob
No,
from
we're-
Australia, down under.
We were done, but go
No,
right
not
ahead and read
Jerry.
that one.
Damien, apparently because we don't work here, just Damien does.
I'm stuck.
Just wanted to get your thoughts into WWE not creating any new monsters. With guys like Kane and Undertaker, etc., nearing the end of their careers, there is no one to replace them. All the new talents look the same to me, just 6-foot athletic guys. Should Vince bring back guys like, with the like of Vader or a new Kane type character? Where have all the monsters gone?
I will say this to the point of Vader. January 23rd,
It's time.
January 23rd, 1996, Bakersfield, California. When Vader attacked Jack Doan, Savio Vega, and Gorilla Monsoon, that is still what I like about wrestling. And what I mean by that is watch it. It might be one of the clips in the PWR favorite video section at pwrshow.com. Just watch it. Just watch the sell job by McMahon and Lawler at ringside. Watch how much time they spent on that. That wouldn't have worked with somebody who wasn't a monster like Vader, the mastodon. Cornette involved in that situation as
Vader
well.
was scary back then.
Indeed, because and to that point at that time, you had
They
not
believed it.
seen anyone. Jack Tunney hadn't been attacked. I think he got knocked over once.
Even when Vader
It was
worked with,
new. It was heinous. It was unheard of.
Even when Vader worked with Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan in WCW, you almost feared for
Wait
Hogan
a
and
minute.
Flair.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was the Shockmaster mask the Vader mask?
No, the Shockmaster mask was a Stormtrooper helmet.
No, they were about the same.
No,
No,
they
not
weren't.
even close.
No.
Side by side picture.
Well, what?
Cal, on it. I want it by the end of this episode, please. Do you guys care to answer the question?
We already did, didn't we?
No, you didn't. You agreed with me.
There are no big monsters right now.
I mean, the only
But-
monsters that they had was Snitsky, Kali,
Umaga.
Right, Knox is a
Umaga,
monster.
Knox. Well, his beard is the monster.
But here's the problem. Back then, they built those monsters up. John Cena made them all tap out already.
Yep.
The Great Khali taps out. Umaga taps out.
Mhm.
Mike Knox.
Umaga got choked out by the ring ropes.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Vader never tapped.
Thank you very much for tuning in to today's edition of PWR Express. Remember, tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, PWRshow.com, 540 ESPN Radio, AJ Styles and Ken Anderson, and a
Mr.
guest
Anderson.
to be named at Showtime, will be joining us tonight on what is a very big show, 8 o'clock prime time, 540 ESPN. Be sure to tune in and be a part of that program. Also, if you haven't done so already, send us your emails to comments@pwrshow.com to be included on PWR Express. We absolutely cannot read them all, but we do bring them all to the show, and we select the ones we can get to and
And we
can't
read them after, off air. I mean, when we run out of time.
And it is a time constraint issue, so we do appreciate you sending those emails in. Keep them coming, as Casey and the Sunshine Band sang about. Keep it coming, love, and we'll get to them as we can. But if you have not already sent in your prospective topics, be sure to do so, because this week on PWR Primetime's debut, or the Cos returns, and he's got
What's
a
it
new
called?
segment called the Cospective.
I like the
It's a little
name.
play on words.
I like the name.
Marketing team came up with that
Got to
one.
get him working, because the guy's been ditching a lot of shows.
For the man they call Meathead, Dave Hero on the Cos, this is Damian Nelson saying thank you for tuning in to the Pro Wrestling Report Express. We'll see you at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time when we will do it
Do it live!